Hey, YouTube. Yeah, that was good. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. Good to see you again. And it's story time. I got a story, y'all. Has to do with work a little bit and a little bit of psychology and skewed perceptions of reality in there also. So enjoy. And thanks for coming back. So a couple weeks ago, I've been working at my good friend is a chef for a restaurant group that's growing. They're opening up a new restaurant soon, and I helped him open up a recent location at the Gather Greenville. I'm sure I've talked about it on previous videos, but I'm back at the Gather Greenville, and there is a new employee that works for the restaurant and the Gather Greenville that is supposedly the sous chef for my good friend. And a couple weeks ago, it was one of my first nights back, and it was my first time working with him at the Gather location. Mind you, I've cooked here before, and I helped open up this place, and my role on this shift was to cashier. So the night progresses, and around 8 o'clock comes, and he says, "No more sandwiches." And on my inside self, I'm thinking, okay, well, we didn't run out of anything. Why are you not doing sandwiches? Are you just being that lazy? And I was like, okay, that's fine. And that was a couple weeks ago. And then last night, I worked with him again, which was last Friday. Yesterday was Friday night. Today's Saturday. So, and I told my good friend, the chef, that that's what he did. And she was like, that's questionable. And the whole reason I told her is because it takes away money from my tips when we have stuff that's unavailable. People don't order when they don't get what they want, so it takes money out of my pocket basically. So we split the tips evenly, and I remain busy throughout the night, and so does the cook. And if I was the cook, I would remain busy, and so would the cashier. If the cashier had good work ethic, which happens, which is what I do when I'm the cashier. So anyways, he tells me last night again. This is after he spends 10 minutes in the restroom in the middle of rush when it's the busiest time of the week. It's 7:30 on a Friday night, and he goes to the restroom for 10 minutes, and he tries to close the window and put the close sign up. So I opened it up as soon as he left and sold some things and made up for some tips that we didn't get previous in the night. And, I was fine. I could take the orders and cook. And he comes back 10 minutes later and he says, you could have kept you need to just keep it closed when I'm in the restroom. So I'm like, oh, it's all good. I know how to do it. And we made up for some tips. It's fine. Everything's good. Your chorizo fries and Brussels sprout salad are ready. So you're good to go. And then he says, oh, by the way, we're going down to salads and nachos and fries at 8 o'clock. And don't tell anybody that I'm doing that. So I'm thinking, he must not know that I'm good friends with the chef and that I've been working with Juan, the guy who runs the place that we're working. I'm good friends with him too, because we go a good while back from when we worked on the food truck together that helped open up these restaurants that he's able to work in. So anyways, he tells me that we're going to stop selling sandwiches at 8 o'clock, and it's busy. So I'm like, I'm conflicted with this because that's basically taking money out of my pockets. Potential sales that we're not getting now for a whole hour. I'm not getting those tips, and he's not either, but he just is lazy. I guess he's being the sous chef for the restaurant group he's not able to work 5 menu items, which I could easily do. And I haven't worked there for about a year or so. So I told him, I was like, I'm conflicted with this because it's basically taking money out of my pockets. And as soon as I started opposing what he told me and opposing that he said not to tell anyone, as soon as I started talking that way in a firm voice, he started yelling and going off on me, just like, well, then you can cook half of the food too, and it's bullshit, you're taking half of my tips and blah blah blah, and started yelling at me. So I said, whoa, don't act like I haven't just cut a whole case of your Brussels since I've been here. Don't act like I didn't wash all your lunch dishes when I got here for dinner. Don't act like I haven't been working this whole entire time just like you have until you flipped the window and said, oh, we're closed for 10 minutes while I go do whatever I'm going to do in the bathroom. So anyways, didn't end well. I'll tell you that. He told me not to tell that he was 86ing the sandwiches. That is an immediate sign that's like, you're doing something wrong. Anybody can see this, obviously. So I called Juan, the head chef of the restaurant, and I said he was on his night off, and here I am on Friday night trying to be busy and make money. Hey Juan, this is what's happening. Your guy told me to 86 sandwiches, and I said no. And he started yelling at me and accusing me of taking half of his tips, which is completely unfounded. I'm working just as much as he is. I immediately started working as soon as I clocked in, filling up drinks. I cut a case of his Brussels sprouts. I haven't stopped working since I got here. And then he wants to flip the sign closed and tell me not to take any orders while he's gone. When he comes, it's just like, so I told him, I was like, I know how much tips we've made while I've been here, and I just wanted to let you know what was going on, and that he's trying to 86 the sandwiches again, and that I am clocking out, and I'm going home because it's not worth the extra $20 that I would have made in this last hour to deal with somebody who's yelling at me and accusing me falsely. And the thing that really bothered me about it, and this is the crux of the story here, the thing that bothered me about it is that he actually believes in his mind that I'm there taking half of his money, when the reality is he's taking money from me by 86ing the sandwiches. I've been there working the whole time, taking every single order. Yeah, he makes every order, which I'm able and capable of doing myself. He's doing that too, and that's why we split the tips. Okay, so basically the reason this frustrated me so much is that he believes in his mind that I'm actually not deserved, that I don't deserve half of the tips, and that I'm not doing anything. When the reality and the truth of what has occurred, the truth is what is, and what has occurred is that I was working the entire time, and that I cut 8 bags of his Brussels sprouts so he could continue making these salads, and that I was busy the entire time that he was busy. And in his mind, he thinks I'm taking half of his tips, but he also won't work he won't work the place by himself like I'm able to. He wouldn't work. He would close down if he's not able to work with somebody. And then he still accuses the cashier of taking half of his tips. So anyways, it's crazy that people have such a false perception of what reality is. And this is just one small sliver and fragment of how people construe what their world is in their mind, and they make believe what the world is and what has occurred in their own mind, whether it's true or not. They believe that to be true, and that's what bothers me so much, is that people don't understand what is and what has occurred. So anyways, that's just a story time. That's what's going on with me. That's an event in my life. I felt like sharing that with y'all, and we will see you in the future.